actually seen several other kind of divisions of things into maybe 10, maybe 12, maybe 15. And then there's also things like the UN Sustainable Development
Right.
Goals and things like that. So there are lots of different categorizations. And I thought, well, okay, maybe we can do a better job and actually harmonize these into sort of one basic category. So I was working with Audrey, and that was really fun actually. We worked together to produce a kind of categorization, and the idea was that events would be every event which was put on at the Gathering of Tribes would have would be kind of tagged with these different labels. What's it's relevant to, and perhaps a camp would have areas which they were interested in, and even an individual would be able to say, "I'm interested in this, this, and this." So in that way, you would be able to have a basic idea of matching, and you'd be able to have a basic idea of, oh, well, if you're interested in this, this, and this, and that event has got that, and that, maybe you should go to that event.
Makes sense.
Could give you a priority list.
Nice.
Well, it didn't actually happen, but it was a nice idea.
It's true. It's overwhelming when I go to such events. It's overwhelming to
Yeah.
design a schedule for myself to prioritize.
So this would be a way of helping you. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Navigation in a way. Tell me more. What attracted you at the Gathering of Tribes initially when you first came across it?
Well, I've been interested in this whole kind of regenerative thing for quite a long time.
Okay.
And I'm interested in community living. I've lived in a co-housing community for a number of years.
All right.
And then I was living with, I still am living with a very small number of 3 other people in Belgium at the moment. And I really like living in a situation which is not just one couple or a nuclear family.
Uh-huh.
I find it much more creative, much more generative, much more open, much more potential, more potential.
Okay. Yes.
I get quite stuck with, I've been married twice. I've lived with, I've lived with 3. I've had kids with 3 different women. I've had 1 or 2 other more short-term living with relationships, and this is partly the regen choice idea. I haven't found somebody that I really just want to spend my life with one person.
Yeah.
And I've always thought, maybe if I can't find, if I'm not going to find one person I want to spend my life with, then how about Amanda? Clock's ticking, of course, but I mean, could I find a group of people I want to spend my life with? And so the last few years, since my second marriage broke up, would be about 7 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago. I've been really looking around. Nearly 8 years ago. Yeah, I've been looking around and just seeing what's out there, really. Meeting people, talking with people, going to things, saying, okay, and lots of places are interested in community living, intentional communities, eco villages, the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I felt that Gathering of Tribes was along those lines, and also the topics which were coming up and the camps which were coming up were really interesting.
Yeah.
I visited the last one. Now, what before the first one? Oh yeah, actually, I came across before the 2022 one. I came across a little group of people called Elegant Earth. Elegant Earth, which involves Carsten Christiani and Ollie Rushke and Stephanie, um, who's living with him now. And they're a really interesting bunch of people, and they were going to go to the Gathering of Tribes. So I thought, okay. So I joined up with them and went with them basically.
Ah, I see. Okay. Um, well, okay, but how do you navigate? What kind of language you're looking for when you find people, communities that feel aligned with you? Um, what have you found that worked for you when you select?
Hmm. Well, I think I've only really found sort of aspects. I mean, nothing's worked for me. I haven't found anything which has really, really worked for me.
I see.
But I've found things which have suggested, like promising things,
Got it.
and I've certainly got a good idea of what I would like. But when I was living in co-housing, the problem was that it was still very a nuclear family kind of setup. Everybody had their own units, and I was living with my wife at the time and our daughter, and but there wasn't this sort of like there wasn't really a deep emotional connection with other
I
people, and
see.
there wasn't any shared business. There wasn't any shared work
Yeah.
because people were just doing their own work. They were all very middle class people, and they all had their own jobs. They were teachers or whatever they were, or they were retired, and there wasn't any kind of real common purpose
I see.
apart from okay, well, we're all good people, we're trying to reduce our carbon footprint, we're trying to live more sustainably in passive houses. Yeah, very nice, very nice, very nice. We're trying to we share cars, we do this, we share washing machines, but
Mm-hmm.
but where's the real life there?
Yeah, yeah,
Where's the co-creation?
yeah.
Where's the spark? Where's the excitement?
I see.
How are we really changing the world? How are we really contributing to the future of the world?
And
How are we really contributing to the future of the planet? How are we really contributing to regenerating the earth, regenerating relationship, regenerating nature and everything?
right,
Not
definitely.
much really.
But then, okay, what would be the example that you would like to see? What is that ideal
I
scenario?
I would, I mean, for example, my regen choice idea. I mean, I would love to live with people that are all working to bring that system into life. I would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
I would love to live with maybe a small group of people, maybe 6, 10, that kind of other number of other people who are working together, who have a common purpose, who are helping each other and actually really
Yeah.
That's what I'd love to do. And
What is
we
that
didn't have that.
difference that you see? What is it that you think that is possible at our lifetime to complete or to manifest? What are you envisioning as the greatest
Well,
potential?
um, I'm very aware, perhaps as much as anybody, of how complex the whole system is and how impossible it is to predict and how even really, really difficult it is to know what the effects of your actions are. Very, very hard.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do know is that we can help each other grow into more of ourselves, grow into realizing our potential. We can help each other
Yeah.
find our potential and grow into each other's grow into our potential. And things like systems like Regen Choice, the whole idea is not as an end in itself, but as a way to allow other people to come together and find each other and do these great things. So it's like a kind of multiplier effect. I don't necessarily want to. I mean, I don't know what it would be. I mean, yeah, what would it be? But if you allow people, if you provide the means, if you provide the means to help people find each other who are all joined together in a common vision,
Mhm.
in a common purpose and who want to look after each other and help each other grow into their fullest self, well, yes, I'll love that. Thank you. Yeah, I'll go
Yeah,
with that.
yeah, I hear you. Well, we met around this notion of decentralized governance and looking at all these different ways not to centralize power around decision
Yeah,
making. What are your
yeah.
thoughts on it? How you see this whole thing? Um, please share.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll go into a little bit of my psychological background. I mean, I didn't have a very good relationship with my father. I think he was a very distant kind of guy. I didn't have a lot of respect for him. I didn't have a lot of respect for. I've always had a bit of a disrespect for authority figures.
Yeah.
And particularly people that try to take power
Yeah.
and be in positions over, take power over other people. Go away. I found Quake when I was a student in my early 20s. I found Quakers. I don't know if you know Quakers at all.
Yes, I've heard, but tell us, explain. What was it about them?
Well, the nice thing about Quakers, they don't have ministers, they don't have priests, and they work on a very, very kind of equal basis. They believe in equality.